Yeah, folks, we got some more sobering news. My mum just rang me just between demos, and she tells me the current COVID case has gone up to 830 with 3 deaths. So that's not looking too good for New South Wales, folks. So I'm not happy, but I'm not surprised. There's always a bombshell, folks, when it comes to COVID. Always a fucking bombshell. Wonders cease to amaze me. So get vaccinated ASAP, folks, wherever you can, because with whatever vaccine you can get your hands on, unless you're under 18, don't give a fuck about whether it's Pfizer or AstraZeneca. Just get fucking vaccine. If you really got questions about the worries of the blood clots with Astra, go talk to your GP. It is a rare thing. Anyway, we're just going to change course now, and this is what I'm demoing with, this wrench. So I've got this wrench. Interesting. I'm going to do this side. But basically, don't fuss whether it's going to be AstraZeneca or Pfizer, because the most important thing is you get vaccinated so that we can get out of this fucking lockdown and have less people dying of this fucking disease. So we have to fucking just get the fuck. It's the only way out. It's the only way the authorities are going to let loosen the noose around our neck. That is this pandemic, this lockdown, is when we get vaccinated. We've got to get vaccinated, folks, like it or not. It's the only way out. We can't find any other way out, folks. Now that looks interesting. I do think maybe on the vertical, and we do need more horizontal. But I'm really over this pandemic, folks. I'm really getting a bit finished with it. But basically, we have to try our best to. We just got to get vaccinated, folks. It's the only way out of this mess that we're in. Now, I think I was meant to just trying to think how to do this. I'm going to just pull it up and just enlarge it a little bit less on the vertical. So the vertical's got to be 360. But yeah, I'm miffed about this latest figure, but you know, it wasn't as big a jump as it was yesterday, but it's always going to trend upwards. It keeps trending upwards. You can't slow it down. And tippy toes isn't going to play it anymore. We can't just tiptoe around this illness that we've got. Maybe we might put this on an angle. I don't like this straight up and down look. But I'm really disappointed that we just can't seem to shake this trending up of our deadly pandemic. We just can't seem to break it. We just seem to have trending up all the time, and it doesn't matter what the authorities throw at it, whatever restrictions that get announced and enforced, we just can't seem to break it. The disease just seems to be laughing at us. If it had feelings, it's just laughing at us. It doesn't care. Delta is a bitch. Delta is shit. We can't do anything except get vaccinated. Vaccination to me is the only, to me at least, is the only way out. I don't have any, we can't just play tippy toes forever. I actually think maybe this part there might be interesting to emphasise. But basically I'm really finding it grinding, this pandemic, and all the restrictions that it's imposing on us. We just can't seem to break it. It doesn't want to. Oh, I know what we're going to do. We're going to make it 400. But basically we can't seem to break through this disease. We can't seem to do anything to. There's nothing we can do. It's the only thing we can do is get vaccinated, and I admonish everyone who's watching this video to just get vaccinated. It's the only way out. It's the only way the authorities are going to let us loose again, piece by piece, is to get vaccinated as a nation. To get vaccinated. That's the only way we're going to find our way out. Otherwise, we'll never get out. This looks really quite interesting like that. Maybe we could just enlarge a bit off there. But basically, we just can't wait until Pfizer. The Pfizer dose gets, where we get more of them, we got to take whatever we can, including AstraZeneca, because AstraZeneca is the easiest of vaccines to get access to, and it does a very good job with Delta. So you have to believe it, folks, that Delta is a really cruel variant of this coronavirus, and we can't fight it unless we, as a whole, get vaccinated. And you've got to keep those numbers coming so that eventually we can catch up with Delta. We have to. We have to do it. I know there's been fears of with the AstraZeneca of side effect of the blood clot, but it's not very common. It's extremely rare. 1 person every 2 million is what the announcement on the television says. 1 person in every 2 million will die of this blood clotting issue, which is rare. You're more likely to die of getting COVID or having to deal with symptoms of COVID, or symptoms like the COVID. If you were to get it and you recover, often you don't fully recover from it. So just take advice and just get vaccinated as quickly as you can, folks. Otherwise, we're never going to get out of these restrictions, and making protests and civil disobedience isn't going to help, folks. It's only going to spread the disease further, and you end up in jail. You end up with a huge fine that you can't pay. It's not worth it, folks. It's not worth fighting. The only way to fight is with the vaccine, and that's all we need. We need the vaccine. Otherwise, we'll never get out. I can understand to a certain degree why you guys are protesting, but basically you're not going to win with these protests. So hopefully we can just fight it with the vaccine, folks. Just use what you can that's useful. Vaccination. Now I think we've made this a bit too small. I do want it to be touching the top there. But I really miss missing a loved one, and I know that even I can't do what I want. I can't just get married because weddings are off. There is no such thing as a legal wedding now, so I'm stuck with this shit as well, folks. We all are. Oh, that looks really quite nice, actually. Using a lot of toner, I must admit, a lot of black toner, so I think that's going to be the centre. But I really miss my partner Luigi, and I wish I could marry him. And I don't know where he's living, so I'm trying to get this stuff to go to social media and get people to somehow get me back together with my partner. And hopefully he lives within within a 5 kilometre radius to where I'm currently living, so we can see each other in the form of what the authorities call a singles bubble, where you get to nominate one person that you want to see when you live alone, and he's the one I would like to nominate as my singles bubble buddy. So that's something we could do while we're waiting for the weddings to be on the table, so to speak, once again. I really miss him, and I'm trying my best to just stay busy, not allow this to get to me. Try not to lose my shit. Trying to line these pieces up, folks. Anyway, that's come up with quite a bold impact. I think now we can call this demo quits.